Welcome to today's Taylor Green Media Podcast. Your fantastic host is standing right in front of you, Mike Green. I'm glad to be with you. Let's talk for just a second about social media content strategy. Now, I know a lot of the podcasts that I do are mindset and getting you up and getting power and all those things. I talk a lot in that space, but let's actually talk about tactical, what you're going to do day in and day out when it comes to content. Because I actually find that this is one of the hardest things that most businesses can wrap their heads around or can't wrap their heads around is the actual content calendar or content strategy that they're going to have for their business. Why? Because they're super excited. For 2 weeks, they went to a seminar, they watched a webinar, something got them excited about social media. They were on it for 2 weeks and then they run out of content. And they really struggle with what are they going to push out into their community, their marketplace, that's going to be successful for them, but ultimately also is going to have some return on investment. Mostly businesses quit at that point. Or instead of posting every single day, it becomes once every couple weeks, and then once every couple months, and then now they haven't posted for a year. That might even be you and your business. So let me give you a way to think about social media that is going to help you get through those blocks and help you strategize and get on a calendar a system that's going to work. Now, I've taught this system for literally about 8 years, and this system is taught at universities in social media classes, marketing classes. It works, and it works really, really well. So what I want you to do is, step one is to take a look at your social media feeds. What's happening right now with your different networks? What are you posting on Facebook? What are you posting on Instagram? And I'm going to go through these different categories, and I want you, as I'm talking, to think, yes, we're really heavy in this category, or we're not really, we're really light in this other one. So essentially, social media has 5 different categories that you can post in. And we're going to talk briefly about all 5. So the first one is technical, second one is community, third one is culture, fourth one is humor, and the last one is controversy. So that essentially is a way to think about how you are strategizing your social media. So for most businesses, they live in the technical column. Almost all of their content is technical. I got this new machine, we got this new process, look at this thing that's done. They're talking technical. So I work with a lot of dentists. A lot of dentists are always posting, make sure you're brushing your teeth twice a day, you're going through your cleaning every 6 months. That's technical, right? It's tooth health, it's these diagrams and whatever. The reality is most people don't care about the technical side. When I take my car to the mechanic, I really don't care how he fixes it. How he fixes it, I just want it fixed. And so he can show me his machines and all the tools and stuff. I don't get it, and I don't really care. And so I'm not going to engage with that content. Not that there's not a place for technical content. The problem is everyone just turns on the technical fire hose and makes everybody drink from it when it comes to the social media. And you're wondering, geez, why aren't we growing our social media page? Why aren't we getting any engagement? Why aren't we getting any likes or comments? That's the reason why, is because it's too much technical. And so as a percentage, as an average for most businesses, you should never post more than 10% of your content being technical. So 1 out of every 10 posts can be in the technical column, and that's usually enough. You don't really want to go above that. You can even go below that if you're relevant in these other categories. So the second category is community. One of the best quotes and things that you can think of when it comes to social media is more effective when you're talking about other people, not always just talking about yourself. And that's a real challenge, because when we're on social media, you're thinking, oh, it's my page, it's my group, it's my logo, it's my stuff, so I'm just going to talk about me. And again, there's a place for that, and usually it's actually in the technical column. But in the community column, we're actually talking about other people. We're saying, hey, congrats to the new business that just moved in down the road. Or awesome job, high school football team, on the great win. Here's a clip that one of the moms that works at the office took that we're going to show on the thing. Or I'm going to tag this issue or this thing that's happening in the community. That is such a powerful piece, and my recommendation is that ought to be 40 to 60% of the total content that you're posting in the overall of your content strategy. 40 to 60%. is in the community column. The third column is culture, your internal culture. Now, I know culture is a word that's thrown around a lot. A lot of people have been using this word for the last 10 years. We're going to build a company culture, yada, yada. There's all kind of baggage to it. But essentially, when I'm talking about culture, I'm talking about the non-technical things that are happening in your office. So-and-so has a birthday. So-and-so went for a hike this weekend. We're going to go build a Habitat for Humanity house as the whole company. Those are the type of culture-based things that people absolutely love. And again, if we're talking about percentages, should be about 40 to 60% of the total content that you're posting over the long period for your business. So the next column is humor. I know you're hilarious. I think I'm hilarious. The problem is, humor is a really, really touchy subject. And what might be really funny to me is hurtful or alienating to somebody else. And what I might really think is funny probably doesn't belong on my business image. Now, I've worked with a lot of business owners that do think they're absolutely hilarious, and they post just memes and just pictures and just jokes on their social media. And I have literally seen, I should say doctors, I'm thinking of one doctor in particular, that almost alienated the entire community because he posted a meme that he thought was hilarious. Nobody else thought it was funny. And it was a big media controversy, and anyways, mess. So when it comes to humor, I usually tell people no more than 1 to 3% when it comes to humor. Should be very, very rare, and it should be very, very careful if you do post anything in the humor side. And for most of you, I would say that it's a big goose egg. It's a big zero. Don't even go to the humor place because you can get a lot more emotion ROI from community and culture than you can from humor. Now, the last category is a little tricky. It's controversy. Now, for almost all businesses, I would say 98% of businesses, they should never get into controversy at all. They should stay away from politics. They should stay away from local issues. They should stay away from anything hot. You do not want to get into controversy because once you do, you draw a line in the sand for your business and you say, we stand for this and we don't want anything to do with anybody that's on the other side of the line. Problem with that is we are all in business to what? Help people and make money, right? And so if we've decided to draw that line in the sand, now we've taken half of our market or a percentage of our market, and we've now said you're not going to be welcome here if you come to our office. Now, you didn't say it with those words, but that's what they're getting. That's what they're hearing when you've made that controversial remark. So we just went through an election year. Perfect example. Whether were really pro-Trump or you hated Trump or you're pro-Biden or you hated Biden, your business page is not the place to make that line in the sand. Because if you do, trust me, you will regret it in moving forward because you'll have just alienated a large part of your market. Now, the caveat to that is there is a percentage of businesses that are built on controversy. Like that's how they're building it. And their perfect customer is one that's very strongly rooted in a very controversial subject. So if we're talking about a gun store or something of that nature, something to do with politics or whatever, then they're going to live in controversy. But that's going to replace probably some of the other, especially probably the technical column, and you're going to be in that space probably 30 to 60% of the time, depending on how much controversy you need for your business. But that business has said, yes, we want to draw that line in the sand. We want to really embolden this group that we're selling to because we know that they'll become more loyal to us the more controversial we'll get. But for most of you, that's not where you're at. So you need to be absolutely 0% when it comes to controversy. So those are the 5 columns: technical, community, culture, humor, and controversy. What I want you to do is look at the last 10 posts that you've made on your Facebook page, and I want you to put them in those columns, and then I want you to see which ones got the most engagement. I can almost guarantee you that the technical post probably got nothing. The community post, the culture post probably got the most. Humor might have got 1 or 2, and controversy probably got none or a lot of hate if you actually posted something like that. Measure it. Once you measure it, you can start guiding and molding and creating your social media calendar over the long term. And that, my friends, is how you get return on investment through a social media content strategy calendar. You can absolutely do it. We'll see you on the next podcast here at the Taylor Green Media Podcast.